India-Pakistan. On May 7, 2025, as India launched Operation Sindoor against Pakistani terror camps, a video began circulating on social media showing Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif addressing parliament and admitting defeat. It was shared by major Indian news outlets including NDTV. It was a deepfake. 11 labs confirmed with 98% probability that the audio was generated using its own platform. The original video showed Sharif praising the Pakistan Air Force. Someone had swapped the audio using AI voice cloning and lip sync technology, then released it during the first hours of an active military conflict. A second deepfake showed Pakistani military spokesman Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry admitting that 2 Pakistani JF-17 jets had been shot down. Shared 700,000 times on X, formerly Twitter, before Bellingcat debunked it. A third showed a fake Trump video threatening Pakistan. 344,000 views on Facebook. An AI-generated image of a destroyed Rawalpindi Stadium reached 9.6 million views and was never labeled or fact-checked on the platform. In total, researchers documented hundreds of pieces of AI-generated content during the 4-day conflict. Deepfakes, voice clones, and fabricated battlefield imagery flooding both sides simultaneously. Zelensky Surrender. On March 2, 2022, 6 days after Russia invaded Ukraine, the Ukrainian government Center for Strategic Communications published a warning on Facebook. They had intelligence that Russia was preparing a deepfake video of President Zelensky announcing Ukraine's surrender. They told citizens in advance, if you see this video, it is fake. 14 days later, on March 16, 2022, the video appeared. A deepfake Zelensky stood behind a presidential podium and told Ukrainian soldiers to lay down their arms. It was placed on the hacked website of Ukraine 24 and broadcast briefly on the channel's news ticker before being removed. One version reached 120,000 views on Twitter before deletion. The quality was poor. Low resolution to hide deepfake artifacts, no head movement, slightly off voice. Zelensky posted a rebuttal video on Telegram within hours. Meta, YouTube, and Twitter all removed it. It was the first deepfake confirmed to have been intentionally deployed in an active war. The pre-bunking strategy, warning the public before the fake arrived, is now studied as a model for countering deepfake disinformation in conflict zones. Spamouflage. On Election Day in Taiwan, January 13, 2024, an AI-generated audio clip surfaced of billionaire businessman Terry Gou, who had already dropped out of the race, apparently endorsing another presidential candidate. Gou denied it. Microsoft attributed it to Spamouflage, China's state-linked influence network. Spamouflage, also tracked as Storm 1376 and Dragon Bridge, had been operating since at least 2017. But the Taiwan election was the first time Microsoft confirmed a nation-state used AI-generated content to interfere in a foreign election. Over 100 deepfake videos targeting Democratic Progressive Party candidate Lai Ching-te circulated before the vote. AI-generated memes, fabricated corruption allegations with synthesized video evidence, and deepfake news anchors reading false stories. YouTube removed the Terry Gou audio before it reached wide distribution, but other content spread freely. In the United States, Spamouflage accounts began posing as American voters on X and TikTok, generating divisive posts about immigration, abortion, and Ukraine funding. One post by a fake Trump supporter was retweeted by Alex Jones before being identified as a Chinese influence operation. By August 2023, Meta had taken down nearly 9,000 Spamouflage accounts in a single action. Doppelganger. In May 2022, 3 months into Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a network of fake news websites began appearing online. They looked exactly like real news organizations. The domain names were slightly altered, the layouts were copied pixel by pixel, the mastheads were identical. Washington Post became WashingtonPost.pm. Fox News became FoxNews.net.de. Der Spiegel, BBC, and Reuters all had clones. The operation was called Doppelganger. By the time EU Disinfolab unmasked it in September 2022, it had spawned over 700 fake websites and 300 copycat domains. Meta called it the largest and most aggressively persistent Russian-sponsored influence network they had encountered. The AI component was CopyCop, a system using GPT-3 to generate over 19,000 articles per month under 1,000 fake journalist personas. Operators accidentally left AI generation prompts inside published articles and forgot to remove ChatGPT disclaimers before posting. The AI was doing the writing, but the human operators were making the mistakes. The US DOJ seized 32 doppelganger domains in September 2024. The EU sanctioned key operators. Despite this, variants of the network continued operating into 2025. Klitschko Calls. In June 2022, the mayors of Berlin, Madrid, Vienna, and Budapest each received a video call from what appeared to be Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kyiv. They discussed the war, Ukrainian aid, and bilateral cooperation. Berlin Mayor Franziska Giffey spoke for approximately 15 minutes before becoming suspicious and ending the call. Madrid Mayor José Luis Luis Martinez Almeida also took the call before it was flagged. The person on the other end was a deepfake. Someone had created a convincing real-time video impersonation of Klitschko, not a pre-recorded clip but a live deepfake video call, and used it to gain access to 4 sitting European leaders simultaneously. Klitschko's office confirmed he had made no such calls. The German government opened an investigation. No confirmed attribution was ever made public, though Ukrainian intelligence assessed Russian involvement. This was the first documented use of a live deepfake in a geopolitical impersonation. Operation. Not a pre-edited video, but a real-time synthetic face used in a live conversation with sitting government officials. Hamas-Israel. On October 7, 2023, the day Hamas attacked Israel, an AI-generated image of a distressed baby sitting in rubble in Gaza began circulating on social media. It appeared on protest placards in multiple countries. It ran on the cover of French newspaper Liberation. Fact-checkers later confirmed the image had been AI-generated and had been circulating since February 2023, 8 months before the conflict began. CBS News reviewed over 1,000 videos submitted as footage from the conflict and found that fewer than 10% were genuine. The rest were fabricated, repurposed from other conflicts, or generated with AI. Analysis of X and TikTok found that approximately 1 in 5 accounts, around 40,000, discussing the Hamas attacks were fake. TikTok removed 925,000 videos for community standards violations related to the conflict in the first weeks alone. The dominant pattern was not AI generation, but real footage used out of context. Videos from Syria, Libya, and previous Gaza conflicts reposted as if from October 7th. AI imagery added a layer on top, but the volume of misattributed authentic footage was the larger problem. U.S. military. In April 2024, an Army PSYOP instructor at Fort Liberty built a voice cloning program on a gaming laptop. The program, called Ghost Machine, could replicate any person's voice from as little as 30 seconds of audio. A single TikTok clip, a short Instagram reel, anything publicly posted online. The Army confirmed Ghost Machine was developed and demonstrated inside a U.S. military base as part of information warfare training. Special operators were being taught how to clone voices and create deep fake content for use in psychological operations. In October 2024, The Intercept obtained a Pentagon procurement document in which the U.S. military explicitly sought technology to create online personas that were indistinguishable from real people. AI-generated identities for use in influence operations. The U.S. military has never confirmed an operational deployment of deepfake technology in combat. Every other country in this video has used it. The U.S. is building the capability and training soldiers to use it. Iran. On February 28, 2026, the first day of Operation Epic Fury, Iran's state-aligned newspaper Tehran Times published satellite imagery claiming to show destruction at a U.S. military base after an Iranian drone strike. BBC Verify confirmed the image was real satellite imagery that had been edited using Google AI to fabricate the damage. Within days, social media was flooded with AI-generated videos of Tel Aviv in ruins, fake-downed F-35 jets, and fictional missile barrages over Israeli cities. The New York Times identified over 110 unique deepfakes within 2 weeks, all carrying a pro-Iran narrative. Pro-Iranian networks amplified content showing 21.9 million combined views of videos depicting Iran gaining military advantage, most of it fabricated. During the June 2025 12-day Israel-Iran conflict, the same pattern had already appeared. Fake videos of Israeli landmarks burning, fabricated victory footage, AI-generated protests that never happened. Generative AI tools including Google's VO3 were identified in the creation of hyper-realistic fake battle imagery. By March 2026, X announced it would remove creators from its revenue-sharing program for posting unlabeled AI war videos. The announcement came after the content had already reached hundreds of millions of views.